This movie introduces the new secure customer work area in Top Priority Systems. This is an area you can find a number of helpful support and training materials. You'll initially get a username and password. Go to the website topprioritysystems.com and click on these three horizontal bars. That opens up a sidebar from which you can actually log in to the website. And you're logging in on a username and password that is specific to you. With a bit of luck, I can remember this one, but I'm going to change it very soon anyway. You'll get asked to do a rather simple piece of math just to prove that you are not a machine trying to spam the site. And provided that has gone through, what you will next see is the actual secure area. You'll see the latest things that have been uploaded in a dashboard. And that's perhaps the least interesting thing at this stage anyway, when you're not familiar with what the site actually offers. If you go to Files and My Files, you'll find a number of files that are potentially helpful to you. Some are troubleshooting guides that will only become relevant if you run into specific problems, but others are more generic opportunity-driven things, like if you want to know how to set up text messaging or fax sending, or a generic user guide, not customer-specific documentation, but helpful generic supporting documentation. These are files that have been attached into the system. They're not searchable, although the text on the attachment is searchable if there is any, but generally it'll just say this is a guide that does, and then there will be a brief introduction to what the guide is. However, the pages of information are fully searchable, and what those are is, in effect, the manuals, the generic manuals for priority. So each individual page, aside from the link to training videos, which I'll show you in a moment, is the contents of what otherwise is a PDF on Priority's own site, but I've cut and pasted the entirety of the PDFs into searchable pages within the website. There are 150, 160 of these, and they're all cut into bite-sized chunks of the software, so they're in specific areas. They are also fully searchable. So if I go to search within the customer work area and look, for example, at EDI and then search, you'll find every page, and for that matter, if there are any files, but they're not, that has this text on the page. And you can drill into each one in turn. In this case, for some reason, EDI is referred to in the document on backup within SQL, and you could then search on the individual page if you want to. So this gives you a completely searchable resource. You can also search on different content types. You can search on publishing dates. You can affect the sort order in order to get a more advanced search. But generally, I would expect you'll be able to find the materials you're actually looking for. As I mentioned, at the moment, you have the files, which are a limited number of files with additional help, and mainly these SOPs, which stand for Standard Operating Procedures, and they're just best practice generically in a particular area. There's also links to training videos, which give you the opportunity to see all of the training videos that have been recorded in a given area. And when you go to this link, you'll see one specific file point that you can open up. But from here, you could simply play that file, but this is the first of 42 such recordings. If you click on this icon here, it'll actually show you the complete playlist. So all 42, it'll start playing the first of the 42, but you can go and find any of those 42. So again, bite-sized chunks. If you want to know how to, in very generic terms, set up a customer, you'll find customer setup as number 13. within the training videos. So an extremely helpful resource. I expect that we'll extend this with project-specific documentation in the very near future. All of this is specific to your user access. If you want other users at your company to have access, let me know who they are and what kind of materials they should have access to. There are generic user logins to different areas of the system already. So all I need to know is, do they do accounting? In which case they'll be able to see accounting materials. Are they a system administrator? In which case they'll see system administrator materials. They won't be completely overwhelmed with every last material within the system. I repeat my request, please give me additional feedback so that we can improve this site as well. And I hope that you find this useful.